Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, Sky, come here. Come here, Sky. Sky girl. Okay, well, there's Sky. I was trying to get her attention so you guys could see her face at least. But there she is. She's chilling over there in the corner, but that is besides the point. I should not be this excited, but literally, I'm going to say this now. What in the K-pop is going over there in South Korea? Because, who? I don't know who to start with first. Do I start with Blackpink? Do I start with Kim So Hyun? Like, do I start with Kiss of Life? Like, oh my God, everybody. Whew. Let me fan myself. I'm over here getting myself hot just thinking about it. Okay, so here is how I've got down this rabbit hole and why I'm all revved up. And oh my God, while I was doing my makeup, ooh, this is so good. This is so juicy. Oh my God. Oh my God. So here's what happened, right? Well, first off, hi guys. I have been away from K-pop for quite a while. I do apologize. I definitely did a reading on Lisa right after I did my reading on Ginny. No cap. I just did not post it because some of the cards that came out in my Ginny reading popped out in my Lisa reading, and I wasn't feeling those cards. And I was sitting with it for a bit, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna post it. However, I will 100% put in a clip from there because I did talk about Kategi, and I've been trying to find a way to speak about Kategi, and it just never comes out. I don't know why I don't know why the universe doesn't want me to mention Kategi. But anyway, it's written right here and in my Lisa video that I will do next. If I do one next, I don't know. We'll see where this video is going because that is how this just might be a mishmash of everybody because I think this is all tangled up together, but I digress. So because of that, I do have some people that want me to do a reading on Lisa, which I will honor that and do a separate reading on Lisa. However, there's also people that want me to do a reading on Ginny, which I will be getting that reading on. Ginny and Charles Milton. I will 100% get to that one. However, I was here to, you also brought up the fact that you wanted me to read, was it you or it could have been somebody else that brought up the fact that there is some discrepancy or video footage going around. It's not a discrepancy. I listened to it 3-4 times. They literally did say nigga. I was like, I was like, especially Jenny. I was like, no, that didn't even sound right. Lisa, I hate to be that way. She put swagger on it. At least she didn't sound cringy with it. It actually kind of did sound decent coming out of her mouth, but that's besides the point, right? So somebody wanted me to do and check in on Blackpink and see what was going on with them with that. So as I was doing my makeup, I was collecting my information, and as people do on TikTok. And on TikTok, I came across a very, very, very good video that broke it down for me and actually had brought up Kim So-hyun because they are presuming, or there are people out there, the netizens, are assuming that the hate towards Blackpink and the fact that they said the N-word is to have a distraction against Kim So-young's case, which I did see his press release video. He was pouring them tears on. I was like, okay, actor of the year, because I'm just like, you definitely do not need to be crying that much. That was over convincing and you just proved your point wrong. So whatever I said in my last reading, I might just disregard that because clearly he showed a completely different side of himself. And I know his team probably said, do it up. Make people really think that you're so sorry, that you're so heartbroken, that you just ready to end it all because of this. Make people believe that. And he was like, okay. Okay, short pipe down, bro. But anyway, I digress. I will get to him in a second. However, now Kiss of Life, that actually did hurt me a little bit. Forget about what Julie said in the past. course, people are bringing up the past. But Julie just recently had a birthday. Gashade, it's your birthday. No. That live stream was just no written all over it. I was like, they was really performative. Like, this isn't a concept. This isn't like a concept that you're doing for your group. Bad taste, especially right now. Talk about being tone deaf, right? But I get it. It's South Korea. I'm not trying to put anything past South Korea because we are in 2025, but it is Asia. And we kind of do know that Asians, at least the older generation, I'm not sure how much the new generation feels because they are on social media. They see Black people, they see all kinds of people on the internet, unless they're chilling and hanging out on Asian apps like Red Note, then they don't know about a Black person a day in their life, unless they just don't watch TV or watch movies, unless they're watching the Asian version of these movies that they recreate. I don't know. It's a little bit xenophobia over there. That's just me. That's just my personal opinion. But there are people that live in Japan, and I have heard stories of how they touch your hair, touch your skin, make sure that. So if that's still going on over there, I can 100% tell you that Kiss of Life is definitely tone deaf for celebrating Julie's birthday with 50 Cent. Yeah, you heard me, 50. Because that's exactly what they was trying to give. And it was just no. But that is a very good thing to bring up, because you do have to realize that K-pop works in mysterious ways. It always seems like when there is a controversy and you're trying to get the heat off of somebody, try to bring it on somebody else. Now everybody is so focused because they got us where we're sensitive. Talk about Black people and you're going to shift the culture, because they got a pulse that a pretty good amount of people that watch K-pop are melanated. So they have to understand that anything to trigger the melanated people, it's automatically going to draw attention. So yes, while we're all talking about and all going back in history about every single K-pop group that has ever said the N-word, has ever culture appropriated. I saw a video of when they said back in first K-pop generation in the 1990s, 1980s, 1970s, whenever K-pop originally began, there was a whole group that culturally appropriated with streetwear. So, and they were just like, it's been around this entire time, guys. Why are you flipping your lids now? You're right. I knew it was around when I was into K-pop I left right around the pandemic, but I was into K-pop for about a good 3-4 years. So because of that, I 100%, that's why I'm like, they got us in a chokehold. They know how to manipulate the audience, so they need to manipulate us. And that's where we as the netizens need to understand when we're being played here, because yes, I am going to be doing a reading on Kim So-hyun, because I now have to figure out what is going on over there, because this is I am 100% convinced that this is exactly why all this racism is being brought back up, because we need a distraction from that very poor acting a week ago. Oh, how is it so conveniently timed that was just about a week ago too, that Kiss of Life just got... All right, Kim So-hyun. The Ace of Cups came upside down. All right, let's see what could be around it. Ooh, Ace of Cups pouring down onto Judgment. I like that. Okay. Okay. So what I see here with... Oh, okay. That was at the bottom of the deck. Um, so what I see here for Kim So-young at this very moment is the Ace of Cups, which I want to know what it means in reverse, just because it popped out in reverse. Okay, hang on. Just give me a sec, guys. Okay. Ace? Where's the ace? Ace? Oh. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, Ace of Cups. Reversed. I'm sorry, I should not have this much joy about this entire subject. But what does the Ace of Cups mean in reversed? A house of false heart. A mutation. I see a manipulation. A mutation is a type of manipulation. Instability. Yeah. He trying to get them coins. He got dropped by Prada recently, and he's a sinking fish swimming. Yeah, I see him very unstable. That finances is slowly dwindling down the drain. And what do we last see? A revolution. He is trying to sell you guys. And what he's trying to sell you is that he is changed, that he has thought about this, that he is a changed man, that yes, I have learned my wrongs. I am so sorry that Kim So-rae had passed away because of just me existing. Everything that I'm being accused of, he's like, I have taken full responsibility of that. As this judgment card says, I've taken full responsibility. I have been judged. You are judging me. I'm judging myself. The divine is judging me. Kim So-rae's family is judging me. I am on a pedestal of judgment. All eyes are on me. So try to find that distraction so you can get the eyes off of me. But I am 100% want to be here and be judged by you guys. I will perform. I will show off for you guys. My stability, my Seven of Pentacles, I'm looking back at what I've accumulated, and it is not accumulating. The math ain't mathing right now, and that's a problem. So he's trying to figure out how he can turn the Seven of Pentacles right side up so that way his labor, his fruits can continue to grow, because it's not growing. It's unstable. It's erratic at this point. Is he going to get roles now? Is he not going to get roles now? He's like teetering at the edge of his seat. Like, where's my future going? I see his future is going towards the Father of Cups or the King of Cups, which is usually somebody very emotional, but he's going to be very emotional for selfish reasons. He's going to be emotional because those finances are not, I'm not sure if he's going to win this case. I know that his lawyer has put out a defamation lawsuit against the YouTube channel that is working with Kim So-rae's family. So because of that, we're going to see how that all works out. He is trying to, it's really hard because I want to say he's trying to make wrongs right. I still have that glimmer of hope, that glimmer of positivity back from my last reading where I said that he truly felt remorseful. He really could be truthfully remorseful. And as an actor, you have to tap in those sad places and tap into those emotions. So yes, he could have tapped into those emotions of how he felt for Kim So-rae when they had their 6-year relationship, even though it was questionable with the age difference. However, the thing is, that's not what's going to be in question here, because actually I heard that a lawyer has spoken out about the fact that if this case does go to court over the fact of an underage, and also I heard that there was a Kim So-rae Act, Protection Act, I think, to help those that are on in underage relationships. You could either be between the ages of between 13 and 19. So they're trying to stretch the age. So if you're under the age of 19, you're not really able to have the consent to be in a adult relationship. So I guess if you're 20 dating a 19-year-old, you technically a pedophile. So sorry for you on Korea on that one. However, the thing here is that this has turned into, this is literally making moves, making strides in the energy, in the industry. And I see for the outcome, before I get to this 9 of wands above his head, the six of swords here. Did I say the 9 of pentacles? I don't know, who knows? But this 6 of swords that I see right here, usually that's a symbolization of somebody going off, leaving, moving on, but feeling sad, feeling like they're carrying a burden, or they felt like they had to walk away from something. Does that mean he's going to lose the case? Possibly. Trying to look at brighter sides when skies are looking gray. I can't. There's a song about talking about the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollars that tomorrow. That's how he's trying to feel. He's trying to feel like in this hopeless, almost drowning situation that he's in. Literally, the Ace of Cups upside down. He, instead of overflowing, he is submerged and drowning in this. He's like feeling suffocated, like he can't even breathe. So whatever he's got to do to make mountains move, he will do. He's desperate, honestly. He is truly desperate. And that's what we see here with this 9 of swords. The 9 of wands is the fact that the 9 of wands symbolizes that you've taken a blow, yes, a psychological blow. However, you're still standing strong and you're still trying to push forward. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to have some perseverance through this hard time. And that's where we're seeing with this 6 of swords in the future. He's going to be very emotional at this time. I'm not going to front and say that I don't believe the fact that he really truly could be mentally affected, because let's be real. You don't want the netizens to hate you. You really don't. It's frightful, honestly. You best pray for your life. No cap. It's like the opposite of a sasaeng. Just no. No, you will be burnt like the Salem witches at the Salem trials. You are going to be burned at the stake. So no. No, that's why it's the fact that he got labeled the Korean Diddy. What that tells you how serious this is and how terrible and bad this looks for his image. But we do know the fact that I'm trying to think of the words here. We do know for a fact that he has some remorse. How much remorse? I'm not quite sure. But we do know that he may feel in some shape and form bad for this. Whether that's because he was guilted into it even more, or just it's an accumulation of things of why he feels bad, and just keeps stacking on top of each other. And it's overwhelming. I'm not going to front. I'm pretty the cards say it right here. The 9 of Wands usually represents the psychological blow. So yes, I really truly do believe he is mentally affected by this. He is out of balance. He is upside down. He don't know what is going on. Yeah, I could totally believe that he is dissociating and getting confused between reality and whatever he perceived his reality to be. So because of that, and I also found out something interesting. He has a half sister that he originally claimed that he was the only child, but then he was like, yeah, I know her, but it's not like we're close like that. So, he just seems a little shady, if you ask me. So I am looking at him with a side eye, because I'm starting to look at him differently, because there's just something inconsistent about his personality, and the inconsistencies is starting to show. And those inconsistencies that got him to the top are going to be those same inconsistencies that are bringing him down. So because of that, he is in a whirlwind, a whirlpool of emotions getting ready to sink down, and he's trying to, like the Titanic, save himself. So it's preservation at this point. He's in fight or flight. So yes, he's going to perform. Okay? Yes. 2 cards. Winter and a rat. Well, a rat is very fitting. I just talked about a rat the other day, but they represent backstabbers, biters, and one who will lie in your face. While I was just talking about how I think he's a bit shady. Yes, he is a rat, literally, in the sense of do not trust him in this situation. Everything about this is shady and snifty. No, just no. But we do have winter here. Now, I'm not sure. The card that picked out to me was the Dark Night of the Soul. So that's what winter can represent, because winter represents hibernation, but usually winter is when people have seasonal depression, because you don't get depressed in the summer. You don't get depressed in spring. You get depressed in winter when everything is dead and everything is hopeless and lifeless. And you just feel the cold blanket of the snow fall upon you, and silence, like a no peep isolation. Okay. That's exactly how he's feeling. He's being ostracized and exiled and excommunicated in the industry. He is a sty. He is a rat, and he is somebody that nobody wants to work with if this is who his character is. So because of that, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Kim So Hyun. I did a little bit of Blackpink and Kiss of Life in here because it was a bit of mixture. I hope you enjoyed the whole what in the K-pop, because that's exactly what I'm feeling. It's like I said in another video, if it looks like a duck, acts like a duck, it's a duck. So if it looks shady and I see shady cards, then this is a shady case. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Everything I do say is allegedly. However, I was feeling very strongly about this in the bathroom while I was doing my makeup, and I 100% believe that they are doing some damage control and manipulating us as K-pop fans to distract us from the real case and the real rat that we should be angry at. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. And with that being said, please leave your comments down below. And please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. It would really mean a lot to me and Lady Crone. And I hope you enjoy our baby Sky right here. And with that being said, I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers, please give it a thumbs up. Sunflowers. Also, just to quickly come in and talk about the basic sentiment I got while I was shuffling the cards is the fact that I do believe that Kim So-hyun has been mentally affected by this. However, he's trying to do everything in order to save his career and everything that he's worked for, because he truly feels as though this is a relationship that was in the past, over a decade ago. Do not judge me based off of my past. Judge me based off of who I am today and the work that I do. Like we are always talking about over here in the States. We have to learn to separate the artist from the work. We got to learn to separate the people from their art form. We can hate somebody, but we can't boycott their work and everybody else that has put effort and energy into these shows and music. Into these shows and music and stuff like that. So because of that, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. We hate him, but we also hate everybody else that he's working with and everybody else that is putting money and time in projects. So we're hurting everybody else's career too. So on that sense, he's also trying to be, even though it's a little bit self-centered and selfish, he's trying to also look out for the people and teams. Kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, kind of like it felt like what Ariana Grande and Sophia Revo were doing when they were trying to sell Wicked after Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater got into a relationship, and Ethan Slater ended his marriage with a divorce for Ariana Grande. But, you know, you see the parallels, the draws, and I see it. I so see it. You know, what happens over here happens in other countries too. We're all human. We're all going through the same thing, but it's like a ripple effect. It's going to happen in one place, then we're going to start seeing it happen in other places. And this just happens to be one of those cases. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this little side tangent that he truly does feel remorseful in some sort of bit and form. However, that was in the past, and he's trying to move past it. People can change in a whole decade. So with that being said, they say, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge people by their past. Judge them by their now. So with that being said, I hope that gave you guys another way to look at it. And I will see you once in the next one. Sunflowers.